He was supposed to be a top-tier assassin, yet his gun never held a single bullet. Even with his target right there in front of him, he aimed his scope at a speeding sedan instead. The glass fragment struck the tire with deadly precision. And as he watched his target get torn apart in the crash, Paul quickly assembled his air gun before vanishing without a trace. He left the scene spotless, so clean that when the FBI arrived, they'd conclude it was just another ordinary traffic accident caused by shattered glass puncturing a tire. Paul had successfully completed his assassination, but what he didn't expect was his handler demanding he collect his payment in person. While this violated the company's standard protocol, Paul showed up at the designated location right on time. The moment he stepped out of his car, another assassin ambushed him. Quick reflexes saved his life as he dove behind his vehicle, barely escaping the barrage of bullets. When the attacker's clip ran empty and he still hadn't taken Paul down, the assassin jumped on his motorcycle to flee, but in his panic, he rode straight into a dead end. Seeing the killer forced to turn back, Paul launched himself into a flying kick that sent the man crashing to the ground. Cornered with nowhere to run, the assassin decided to make his last stand. But he was no match for Paul. Within moments, Paul had beaten him senseless. When the assassin pulled out a knife for one final attack, Paul remained completely calm, effortlessly handling the threat. He seized the perfect moment to destroy the man's arm and pin him down. Paul tried to extract information about who had sent him, but the assassin refused to talk. Paul immediately contacted his handler and learned this was likely a trap set by their employer. Rage consumed him. Sure, the assassin's code meant never knowing who was pulling the strings, but he wasn't about to let this slide. After staging the scene to look like an accident, he quickly left the area. That very night, devastating news reached him. His ex-girlfriend had died in what appeared to be a tragic accident. Though they'd broken up long ago, Paul had never stopped loving her. On the day of the funeral, he secretly visited the cemetery. Only after the crowds had dispersed did he quietly approach her grave. That's when her friend spotted him and returned with shocking news. His ex-girlfriend had been pregnant with his child when she died. According to news reports, 2 burglars had broken into her home, killed her during a robbery, then died from drug overdoses after making off with the cash. As a professional assassin, Paul knew things were never that convenient. The timing was too perfect, the circumstances too neat. He decided to investigate personally. What he uncovered was a truth he never saw coming. He slipped into his ex-girlfriend's house, and his assassin's instincts immediately picked up on inconsistencies. By reconstructing the crime scene, he discovered that after killing her, the 2 burglars had only taken some loose change before leaving, hardly the behavior of genuine robbers. Then he examined the autopsy report his friend had obtained from the police station. His ex-girlfriend's blood contained sodium pentothal. While commonly used to treat anxiety disorders, Paul knew it was also a favorite tool among professional killers, used to extract information from victims before staging the scene. Those 2 burglars were likely nothing more than scapegoats. Now he was certain, his ex-girlfriend had been murdered by a professional assassin. And this particular method, this signature style, it matched the work of 2 of his colleagues perfectly.